So like what's been said, I'm a current board member, current BBA member, and I'm also a member of a choreo team on here called Urban Modus.
What are you on Urban Modus?
I'll get to that in a moment. But okay, so how I started out with BBA, a little bit of a background. My main style of dance that I identify most with is house dancing. I do a little bit of locking, a little bit of whacking, but I actually started out as a b-boy. Just like Adam, I saw on TV and on the internet, people doing windmills and flips. I was like, oh shoot, that's so dumb, I have to learn that. And then it took me 8 years to learn how to windmill. Because I never trained. I was always very lazy and unmotivated with b-boying because I don't know, because at the time I was very out of shape and I was very I would always feel self-conscious whenever I would train around other people. Literally at 24 Hours Fitness, I would be in the corner and try to get a turtle freeze, and then I see someone come in the door. I'm like, stop looking at me. But, okay, so anyways, so I did a little bit of b-boying my second semester of senior year in high school when some of my friends and I started a hip hop dance club, and I was like, okay, I'm down for that. But kind of how before I trained a little harder than I did before, but I was still very unmotivated. So going into UCI, I heard about B-Boys Anonymous. I was like, oh shoot, B-Boys, I'm down for that. Let me see if I can pick it up again. But at the time there was something called Casa Freshman Dance Off. If you don't know what it is, real quick, shout out to Silver Year. Pretty much they get casas all over the SoCal scene, and they gather freshmen and they make them compete, which is actually coming up. But anyways, I don't want to talk about that because we're not casa, we're PBA.
Yeah, no promotions.
So long story short, I entered Casa Freshman Dance Off, and that was pretty much it was pretty much my choreo team for the fall quarter of my first year, and I thought, okay, that was fun. Let me get back to BBA so I can focus on what I think is cool. But right after that, I found Urban Modus, and I was like, maybe I should try out choreo scene a little bit more. And fast forward 2 years later, now I'm actually coordinator of Urban Modus because I just loved it that much. But still trying to find that balance between Urban Modus and BBA because now that I found house dancing, okay, something that I want to talk about is that there is a really fine line between freestyle and choreo. In the choreo hip hop scene, it's a lot of everybody has to be in sync. There's there's a number of either 20 to 40 members that's all doing either the same moves or similar moves, different dynamics. But the whole point is that everybody has to look similar to each other. That they have to be clean. They have to have every time right so that we can give a possible performance, the best possible performance. Whereas in freestyle, it's all about the individual. It's all about expressing yourself and showcasing what you have to offer, who you are. And I've learned a lot from both scenes. I've been able to apply a lot from my freestyle background into my choreo hip hop team, and from my choreo hip hop to freestyle. One of which is, in choreo hip hop, whenever you're teaching or whenever you're trying to learn a piece that your choreographer might tell you to do, from my freestyle background, I've learned to hear a lot of different sounds that I probably wouldn't have if I would just focus on listening to what my choreographer taught me. There's so many different different rhythms, different sounds that if you don't listen closely enough, that suddenly when you're trying to choreograph to get your piece into your team's set, you pick up on so many different sounds that you're like, oh shoot, I can do this, or there's a small trumpet and I can pose for a little bit, and it opens your minds to so many more creative opportunities, because you're allowed in freestyle, you're allowed to do what you want. You don't have anybody telling you how to do something, how strong you want to do something, how hard you want to hit something. It's all up to you. In a similar sense, something that choreo has taught me in BBA is kind of that training mentality, that mindset to keep going, to improve on yourself, that you have so much that you can learn and improve on if you just train. Because, for example, like a lot of the choreo hip hop teams here on campus and throughout like the entire world, we have something called Hell Week, which is before the performance. There's an entire week where we just like pretty much. Well, it varies within teams, so pretty much that entire week there's practices every day. You're going like five to like way more than 5 hours for like a lot of teams every day, just getting that last crunch time in before that performance, before that competition. And something that's taught me is that nothing beats hard work, nothing beats practice, nothing beats improving yourself and setting a goal that you have, setting that image and vision of yourself that you can be at the top of your game. And okay, so something else that I wanted to kind of touch on, like being on BBA and being on a choreo team is tough, because unlike BBA, being on a choreo team, you do have set practices, you do have a schedule, you have performances that you have to attend that might conflict with the BBA sessions, like Monday, Thursday. You might have practices then, or like you might have an event that your team might want you to come out to, and it's just like, but I want to just like do me. Like I want to get, like, even though I love my team, I love my choreo hip hop team, I just need an hour or so to just get away from that and just let me develop who I am. And it's definitely tough, because it's no different from being on two different organizations. Like you're gonna have time conflicts, you're gonna have priorities that you need to learn how to set straight on your own. And well, first of all, that's something else that being on BBA and choreo team has taught me. But it's also, you learn to appreciate what you have, because as you're kind of like juggling and balancing around, you're trying to identify with two completely but also similar groups of people. Like they're different, but they're not separated. We're all, in the end, we're all dancers. And my advice for those of you who do want to try out for MCIA, who do want to try out for INSA, for Cabo Modern, for Urban Modus, for CADC, is that even if you do come out, common ground,
GRV.
GRV.
Yeah, it's
represented right there. But anyways, never, if you do come out to BBA, if you do join sessions, never forget that even if you do branch off to different teams, to different environments, that you'll still always have a family in BBA, because we're not a team, we're a club, we're a group of family. We are a family, we're one collective group, where we just want to provide a home for all of you, for that second base, whenever you need to you need to not follow anybody's rules, you need to follow your own sense of priority and sense of yourself. And we can always provide that music, that open environment, because that safe environment, because like Urban Modus is no different. We don't practice in party. Nobody practices in party structure anymore. But a lot of teams like used to practice in party structures. A lot of teams, even not, like we don't have dance studios to practice in, and that's like really bugging all of us. But like we can't do anything about it. Like we don't have like this wooden floor right here. We don't have a lot of us don't have smooth floors that we can practice safely in, that we can practice something that we're comfortable in. But we can provide that at BBA. We have that kind of sense of homeliness. And we just want to encourage you that if your dreams and your aspirations are to be in a competitive team or to be an exhibition team, that doesn't stop you from being a part of BBA, because I'm on BBA board and I'm also coordinator, and I'm 100% dedicated to putting 100% of my time to both of them. So don't let that stop you.